ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Anatomy of a Fight, the show where we analyze matches and point out the good, the bad, and the ugly. And what an incredible week this has been, the same as the previous one and the one before. It always is an incredible week. We've put out quality content for you guys to watch and enjoy. A lot of feedback, a lot of comments. Thank you guys for commenting, and we are nearing 500 subscribers, currently sitting at 445, I believe. So thank you guys, thank you for supporting me, thank you very much, and let's go for more. Let's pass that 500 threshold and reach that 1,000 subscribers. So let's get down to business. Karim Benzema, shout out to him for pointing out in a comment that maybe we should take a look at ladder and specify what kind of decks are playable and what can help you climb, reach legends, get through the lower ranks, stuff like that. So right off the bat, I would say if you want to reach an important rank, like, I don't know, rank 5-1 or legends, actually. Unfortunately, you have to go with quantity over quality. So right now, if you are playing, statistically speaking, if you are playing control or decks that take long to develop, your matches will be between 20 minutes and 45 minutes. That's not really what you're aiming for. Why? Because it takes this long for a match to end, and you're not guaranteed to win, especially if you play against another control deck, or an RNG deck, or whatever. And you will win like 5 top 6 matches per day. That's not enough. And you have to go with quantity over quality. The best decks right now, and probably will be like forever, to reach from anywhere within the ranking system, like rank 12, 8, 9, whatever, into rank 1, and also into legends, are aggressive decks, tempo decks, and mid-range decks. These are the most powerful decks that you can build. You can check out my videos, or you can check Justin's, you can check Warrior7, Hiking Gemerick. There are a lot of guys telling stories about how these decks win and win constantly, actually being pretty consistent, even though you have a couple of losses here and there. The most important thing is that you play a lot of matches, and in a lot of matches, the majority of them are wins. That means in a short period of time, even though you play like 20 matches, there is a 80%, not close to 90% chance of you passing one rank in that day, and that is incredible. That some people consider that toxic, because everybody's spamming aggro and going face and whatnot, but it's the most efficient way to go. So check out my videos or any of the other YouTube creators' videos regarding aggressive decks like Catapult Warrior, Spell Sword, Token deck. You've got the Archer, you've got mid-range Salvani, mid-range Dagoth, especially with that Total Extortionist right now playing on the field. That's kind of crazy. Plus you've got Crusader, Token Crusader, and the Tempo and Rage Crusader also. So there are plenty of decks. Oh, don't forget the Tempo Assassin. So there are plenty of decks for you to try out and to and basically just pick 1 or 2, top maximum of 3 decks, and cycle between them. You'll see that, okay, out of 7 or 8 matches, you will encounter like 2 controls, and there's a 50-50 chance that you will win against both of them. So yeah, the aggressive decks are pretty powerful and can provide a fast way to climb. Now, when you reach the higher ranks, like rank 2, rank 1, and into Legends, that's where things get a lot more complicated. Why? Because the best players start reaching up there, and they start playing very powerful decks, high value decks, and most importantly, control decks. Now, control and mid-range decks that know how to play against people trying to climb, like aggressive, and you won't fare well against them. So, without further ado, let us announce our winner for this week's giveaway. And the winner of 2-pack bundle code is Arne Haak. Hopefully I pronounced this correctly. Arne Haak, please leave a comment or reach out to me via Twitter, Reddit, or other, even Discord, other means, and let's chat so I can give you the code. So congratulations again, Arne Haak. And for our next week, I'm thinking about making something special, but we still need some preparation. So the next question for the week is, what is the best dragon deck right now? So please leave a comment below, subscribe in order to participate for the next week's giveaway starting today, and have a chance at winning a 2-pack bundle code. So what is the best, or could be the best, dragon deck in your opinion? Now, the following footage is the Blood Warriors tournament, and we are going to showcase the final between Jele and Chirtash. Basically, it was a German final. It was pretty interesting to watch, and I hope you guys will enjoy it as well. So, see you guys next time. Enjoy the video. Cheers. Welcome to the Blood Warriors Guild tournament hosted on Friday, and we are looking at the final right now. The 3 matches against Chirtash and Jele. It is a German final. Congratulations to both of them for reaching this. I'm not going to spoil for you guys who won. I already know that, but I will be hinting that the winner took home a 60-pack bundle code. So you need to be in the Blood Warriors Guild. We are hosting weekly tournaments on Friday and Sunday. So both of the tournaments each week have prizes, not money prizes, but decent prizes, and they're very fun. You'll be matched up against anyone that wishes to participate, but the requirement is they have to be from the guild. So it's an internal tournament system right now. We are quite happy with it, and we also have 2 admins. I think they are the best admins, and they handle specifically the tournaments. And we also from the elite team play in the tournaments to train, have fun. For example, unfortunately I was the only one able to participate. The tournament was now that none of my teammates were able to attend, but I managed to reach the semi-final and lost to Jele. Jele had, I think, some incredible decks, and particularly in my matches, she had an insane amount of luck in drawing perfect cards. And one of my decks was also a bit sluggish and slow. The token spell sword, and made some mistakes, but I think it was a good experience. Now back to the match. Chirtash is playing warrior. It's a catapult warrior, as you can see, and Jele is playing archer. Now, due to an unfortunate series of events, Jele did not draw properly and mulliganed, but the cards that got up in her hand were also not good. This is exactly what happened to me when I played her. It happens, and it's pretty bad. Well, why? Because when you have like let's take a 50 card deck, and 75% of those cards have cost 2, 3, maybe 4, let's say just a bit of 4, and you've got so few cards that cost 5, 6, 8, 9. Basically, there's a pretty nice curve. We usually build decks based on curve because you want to draw best at first and get insane stuff on the board later. And we keep getting, from time to time, a handful of 5 or 4 costs being unable to play nothing during the first 3 or 4 turns. We mulligan the cards and we get something even bigger or something even worse, unplayable. This happens from time to time. C'est la vie, as the French used to say. They still say it because they still speak French, but anyway. So right now, Chirtash is about to win his first match of the series. It's a best out of 3 last hero standing. I think I said before in one of my previous videos, last hero standing means that if you win with your deck, you get to keep it and play onwards, and you have to play it the rest of the matches until you lose, of course. Then you have to change it. Now, if your opponent loses his first deck, he is unable to continue with it. That's pretty much opposed to the conquest system. So right now, Chirtash just had an insane board presence, pushed for face. Jele was unable to defend, and the ugliness right now is Jele is unable to gain HP, and that sort of revenge basically shut down any possibility of recovery. Without any life drain, that the child of his scene basically can do nothing. The interesting part is, I think she played Swiss Strike. She actually tried to draw it, or to draw something, but unfortunately things did not turn out very well for her. She will use Shadow Shift right now, and that's basically the only option that you can use to avoid killing Sword of Revenge. And she will get Sword of the Inferno. That is a good item. Can provide Child of His Scene with a second attack by striking down the Windkeep Spell Sword. But 2 attacks with 8 damage. That's not enough. Chirtash was at top HP, so Jele had to concede. First match went to Chirtash. That's 1-0. Chirtash gets to keep his warrior. Going into the second match, sorry if the video seems a bit cramped up, but it's in a different size. Not the size of my mobile phone, of course. It's a standard PC monitor. Woo! This was filmed by Jele, and shout out to Jele for providing me with the footage, so I'm able to showcase to you guys the final. Now, remember, you can always Send me your videos if you've got like insane matches, crazy combo wins, I don't know, explosions, Michael Bay. Send your recordings, actually put them into Dropbox, upload them into Dropbox, create a share link, and send the link to me via Reddit, Discord, Twitter, even YouTube. You can use any way to reach me, even Facebook. And send me that link, and I will showcase your match on Anatomy of a Fight. So starting, let's get back to our match right now. Jele was forced to switch to a second deck. That's the Tribunal. Jele brought to the tournament an Archer, which you've already seen, a mid Dagoth, and a Tribunal. And Chirtash brought a Warrior, a Dagoth, and a Controlled Conscription Telvanni, I believe. Now, Telvanni on Chirtash's side was banned, and on Jele's side, the Dagoth was banned. Right now, Jele is defending. That Withered Hand Cultist does not look good. Basically, all her actions are just dead currently because they cost way too much. Chirtash sacrifices Hunting Spirit and gets rid of the guard, and with the Ash Berserker ensures that he's going to draw more cards. Vigilant Ancestor and Shrieking Harpy basically are trying to force Chirtash to sacrifice that Withered Hand Cultist. Now, with the Withered Hand Cultist dead, things might get really interesting. Why? Because there is a Javelin, there's Nice Storm, there's even a Lightning Bolt in Jele's hand right now. There goes a Siege Catapult on the field on Chirtash's side. So Chirtash was able to maintain his board presence, and that Withered Hand Cultist is still on the board. That is great. Unfortunately, Jele will have an interesting surprise for him. You'll see. So here comes Shrieking Harpy, brought back by the Necromancer, shackling the Siege Catapult. Again, forcing Chirtash to trade in to the guards. Now, unfortunately, Chirtash right here, even though has a lot of cards in hand, they were not the right cards. And you'll soon find out what happened. Jele is also holding on to a Prophecy 7 creature, has multiple in the deck. This is actually Aine's deck of Tribunal. And a good prophecy for Jele right now, a Javelin. Now, to clarify why Jele chose to destroy the catapult, basically the Withered Hand Cultist would die on its own in the following turns, so there would be no need to destroy the Withered Hand Cultist with it. And again, incredible amount of luck from Jele by drawing another prophecy and playing it. That is the Mystic Dragon. And Jele is going to start trading. And the Dark Harvester comes into play, buffing Jele with 4 HP. And this is basically where the match is starting to turn around. Sorry there. Why? Because right now, without a Withered Hand Cultist on the field or Garnag, if Chirtash does not play any of those, Jele has a free hand to basically remove anything that she considers a threat at her own pace. Chirtash right now is forcing, pushing, and a bit burning his hand. So that field lane does not look good for Chirtash because he's got like 3 damage and the Harvester has 4 HP. So there is no way that he can trade into that and destroy and start pushing for face. A Javelin destroys the Wood Elk Headhunter. And that's the end of the round. Chirtash right now is in an awkward position because he needs to remove both lanes being contested. He needs to remove at least one of them. Finds an Orclan captain, destroys the Dark Harvester, and gets out Garnag. Which is great because Garnag will play an important role in capsizing the magical level at 7. The Ice Storm from Jele basically destroys the entire board except Garnag. But Garnag can be easily dealt with if it does not receive any heal, buff, or guard. It can easily die. It should be played around the turn when you know your enemy is going to start playing something big, or I don't know, Rage, Dawn's Wrath, Mirac, Odoving. There are loads of situations when you need to consider if it's good to play or not Garnag. Why? Because you also cap your own magical level. Dum dum dum. And if you've got in hand a Tascad or an aspect of your scene, having played Garnag basically removes any chance of you playing those cards, unless your opponent decides to get rid of Garnag instantly. So Garnag is somewhat of a bait card. It shuts down magical levels on both sides, but because it's asking to be removed, you can pull some nice strategy with it, play it on turn 11 before playing, I don't know, some big stuff like Odoving, Dagoth, something crazy. Force your opponent to remove that instead of setting up guards, instead of hitting you, instead of draining, whatever. And you'll see that it always gets sniped. Force remove using Magicka to just remove Garnag. And then because Garnag is dead, you start your next turn with full Magicka. And that's really important because you can take the win home. So right now, Chirtash is in an even worse position. He's burnt all his cards. There's nothing left. And Jele just keeps rolling on. If you look at her hand, that's quite some crazy stuff. She's got Mirac. She's got 2 copies of the Supreme Atromancer. Also has another Doppelganger. So yeah, basically that's it for Chirtash this round. We've got a young mammoth in the shadow lane. Fortunately, it will do nothing. Such a good combo here. Doppelganger plus Dark Harvester. That's some crazy stuff. If you have them both in your hand, you can get back like 8 HP. And Chirtash concedes. So far the score looks 1-1. Now Chirtash has lost his warrior deck and is forced to use his remaining Dagoth deck. Into match 3. And match 3 is going to represent the final showdown between Chirtash's Dagoth and Jele's Tribunal. Now, Jele's starting hand looks awful. I will say that bluntly. Jele, if you're watching, that is some major bad luck. Just like me versus you. This is how my hand looked like when I played my warrior. Sorry, my spell sword. And also when I played my my Dagoth. Yep. Only big cards. Nothing that can be used in combinations. No synergies. Just straight up 2 Doppelgangers, 1 Supreme Atromancer, and 2 Divine Fervors. Yeah, there's nothing Jele can do right now. So the only option for Jele is to hopefully contest and trade. But Chirtash sees the opportunity and goes straight for the face, shackling the Daggerfall Mage in the field lane, ensuring that none of his field lane creatures will die, at least not to the Daggerfall Mage. Unbeknownst to him, Jele has 1 Firebolt in hand, plus an Execute. And using the Indrill Mastermind there to start cycling and get proper cards. So Sorcerer's Negation, destroying plus Firebolt, destroying that Ash Berserker. Because it had the most damage and was giving Chirtash cards. Now, currently, Chirtash has more cards in his hand than Jele. He's a Dagoth. He's supposed to burn cards. With that many cards, you can pull off crazy stuff because you've got loads of combinations to play. You can go straight into Torval Extortionist plus Sword of the Inferno, start killing off stuff, start gaining magic, and start putting out even more stuff on the board. And here comes Hand of Dagoth into the Shadow Lane. Jele is down to 14 HP. And with the second Supreme Atromancer in hand, this is looking just bad. Luckily for her, there has been no guard played by Chirtash into the field lane to protect those two creatures. Oh, and that's a hit right in the feels. Getting an Edict of Azura right after you've used cards and have no magicka to play it. That would have been a game changer, possibly by removing Hand of Dagoth before it does any damage and heals. Oh, Jele, I'm so sorry. That hand, though, pretty powerful, but completely useless. Yeah, matches like these do happen. You don't have to bum out and think the game is dumb. I don't know, the stars are aligned against me. It happens because it's basically just a probability check when drawing cards. It's quite a good formula, easy to use and easy to apply. You've got uniform distribution, that's what it's called. So at any given time, for example, in a 75 card deck, at any given time, with 75 cards in your deck, each card has 1 divided by 75 chances of getting in your hand. Now, at each draw, the distribution starts modifying for each card. So at any single point in time, it will be 1 divided by how many cards are in your deck. So yeah, you can get pretty nasty stuff in hand. And congratulations to Chirtash for taking it home with a lightning bolt. Such a great game, a great and big final. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Cheers.